Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we're showing you guys a secret ability that Dare has that you probably never knew about. So, in Halo 3 ODST, in campaign at least, whenever you have a friendly engineer nearby, you will get Overshields. And the Overshields kind of vary in color, but they're generally like green in third person, and if they take damage, you kind of turn purple. Whereas in first person, they look, I guess, whitish purple. But these shields, these overshields, and the engineer has them as well. But these shields, you only ever get to use them in campaign. And in campaign, you only get to play as certain characters. But there is one kind of character in ODST, which is the player version of Dare, that has a different effect if she's around an engineer. So, using my recently completed mod that lets you play as your Firefight character in the ODST campaign, if you play as Dare, and that's the player version of Dare, which you normally can only use in Firefight, that version there, as you can see there, has a really weird overshield effect, and that's what it was in first person. Now I will show you here what it looks like in third person momentarily, but this only happens if you use the player version of Dare, and nowhere in Firefight, even like the MCC version of Firefight for ODST, do you ever get the player version of Dare and an engineer together. So we had to mod the campaign basically to have this scenario be possible. But as you can see, on the left we have the player version of Dare, and on the right we have the campaign or in-game version, or rather AI version of Dare. So as you can see, the player version of Dare has a weird special shield effect, and on the right the in-game AI version of Dare has the regular overshield that we all are used to. But if you were to get the player version of Dare next to an engineer, be it in Firefight or in campaign, you get like a shield effect that's kind of close to the Halo 3 Spartan shield effect. Well, mostly when you shoot at it. When it's like not being shot at, it's like a really weird effect that in first person it like covers up your screen and everything. But when you shoot at it in third person, or even in first person, you can see it too from my perspective. But when you shoot at it, it like flashes like yellow, bright yellow, just like Master Chief's shields or like any Spartan's shields in Halo 3. So the reason why this happens, it's not so much that the player version of Dare has a special ability. It's actually more that the player version of Dare lacks the regular engineer overshield, and because that version of Dare lacks that engineer overshield, it kind of defaults to this unused shield effect. And I guess like Bungie never included the engineer overshield in the player version of Dare because there's never a scenario in Firefight, the only time you play as the player version of Dare, where you would have a friendly engineer nearby. So that's why I guess they never bothered to include it. So that is where this default effect comes from. But if we mod the game a little bit and we remove that engineer shield from other characters like Buck here, then as you can see, it's the same thing on him. He has that effect, and if you shoot him, it also glows yellow. And I even removed the engineer shield from the engineer itself, and now if I shoot it, it has the default Spartan shield effect as well. So pretty much every ODST character, including Dare in campaign, has the shield effect added to it. It's just like 2 tags added to it. And once you remove them, then they all just default back to the Spartan shield effect, which apparently is still in ODST. But it's just, I'm pretty sure it's like completely unused everywhere else. So it's pretty interesting that it's still around in the game, but it's just, there's never like any scenario normally where you would ever see it. I mean, you don't even need to mod the game to like actually trigger it, but it's just, you would never have a scenario where you could trigger it. So that's why you would actually have to mod it to have that scenario happen. But you don't need to modify Dare at all, the player version of Dare, to have that effect trigger, because it's always there. It's just never like, there's never a situation where it would come up. But yeah, so there you guys have it. Hopefully you guys found this video to be interesting. If you did, make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and comments. Anything else you may check out looking to, just let me know in the comments down below. But aside from that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.